Captain Elara Miles stood at the helm of the Ulysses, her eyes fixed on the star-studded void of space that sprawled endlessly before her. The quiet hum of the ship's stealth engine played a soft, almost soothing background note, a stark contrast to the storm of thoughts raging in her mind. "Captain, we're approaching the rendezvous coordinates," Lieutenant Harris reported, his voice cutting through the silence of the command deck. "Thank you, Lieutenant. Keep the cloaking engaged until we confirm the security perimeter is clear," Elara responded, her voice calm and collected. As the Ulysses maneuvered into position, Elara couldn't help but reflect on the gravity of their mission. For too long, humanity had played a modest role in the galactic community, their true capabilities cloaked in a shroud of diplomatic humility. But the universe was about to see Earth for what it truly was. "Captain, we have a situation," Harris interrupted her thoughts. "Sensors have detected an anomaly. It's a ship, but it's not broadcasting any identification signals." "Can we get a visual?" Elara asked, her brow furrowing. "Putting it on screen now." The image of a sleek, metallic vessel appeared, its design unfamiliar and eerily silent as it drifted through space. "That's not one of ours," Elara muttered. "Hail them, Lieutenant. Let's find out who we're dealing with." Harris nodded, sending out a standard greeting signal. Seconds turned into minutes with no response. "Keep trying, Harris. Meanwhile, initiate a passive scan. I want to know what we're up against." As the Ulysses sensors probed the mysterious ship, Elara turned her attention back to the star map. Their mission was clear: to meet with delegates from the Zoltrax Alliance in neutral space, a diplomatic effort meant to maintain peace and share knowledge. But the presence of an unknown ship at their meeting point was a complication they couldn't afford. "Captain, the ship is powering up its engines," Harris suddenly announced. "They're not responding to our hails. Red alert. Prepare for evasive maneuvers," Elara ordered, her voice steady despite the rising tension. "And get me a tactical analysis." The crew sprang into action, their training taking over as the situation escalated. The unknown ship began to move, its trajectory bringing it dangerously close to the Ulysses. "They might be trying to scan us or worse, looking for a confrontation," Harris said, analyzing the incoming data. Elara made a quick decision. "Activate the electromagnetic pulse. Let's give them a little show of what we can do without revealing too much." The Ulysses emitted a brief, powerful burst of electromagnetic energy, disrupting the approaching ship's systems and halting its advance. "That should buy us some time. Harris, any luck with those scans?" "Yes, Captain. It appears to be a scout ship, possibly from the Zoltrax Alliance itself. They might be here to ensure the meeting area is secure, but their failure to communicate is troubling." Elara pondered their next move. If the ship was indeed from the Zoltrax, their aggressive approach could signal distrust or a test of Earth's defenses. "Let's try to communicate again. This time, use the Zoltrax communication protocols we were briefed on. Show them we respect their methods," Elara instructed. Harris complied, sending out a new series of signals using the alien communication standards. This time, the response was immediate. "Ulysses, this is the Zoltrax vessel Gyron. We apologize for the confusion. Our standard protocol is to approach silently to assess threats. Your actions have been noted as non-hostile." Elara let out a slow breath, relieved but still on edge. "Gyron, this is Captain Elara Miles of the Ulysses. We are here for the scheduled diplomatic meeting. Can we expect further complications, or can we proceed as planned?" "The area is secure, Ulysses. We will escort you to the meeting point. Again, we apologize for the misunderstanding," the Gyron responded, its tone now formal and diplomatic. As the Ulysses followed the Gyron through the starlit expanse toward the meeting zone, Elara felt a mixture of anticipation and wariness. This encounter was a reminder of the delicate balance of power in the galaxy, and the need for Earth to navigate these waters carefully. "Captain, what's our strategy going into this meeting?" Harris asked, looking to Elara for guidance. "We stick to the plan, but stay alert," Elara replied. "We've shown a glimpse of what we can do. Now, let's show them the power of Earth's diplomacy." As the two ships approached the massive space station that served as the meeting venue, Elara couldn't shake the feeling that Earth's role in the galaxy was about to change forever. Today was just the beginning, and the universe was watching. As the Ulysses docked at the Galactic Peace Station, Captain Elara Miles prepped her crew for the delicate task ahead. Their previous encounter with the Zoltrax scout ship had left the crew tense, but Elara knew that the Rijal challenge was still to come. "Remember, everyone, our mission here is to foster peace and cooperation." Elara addressed her diverse crew, her voice echoing in the cramped briefing room. "We are not just representing Earth, we are ambassadors of human potential. Let's be the diplomats we trained to be." With her crew nodded in agreement, Elara led them through the airlock, into the bustling corridors of the station. Alien delegates from various systems mingled, their strange languages and exotic appearances a vivid tapestry of galactic diversity. Elara and her team navigated through the crowd, their human uniforms stark against the riot of alien fashions. Upon reaching the conference room, Elara was greeted by Ambassador Threx, a towering figure with luminous skin and the Zoltrax Alliance's lead diplomat. His eyes, a swirl of gold and black, regarded Elara with an unreadable expression. "Captain Miles, welcome. We were impressed with your handling of our security protocols earlier. A demonstration of restraint and capability." Threx's voice rumbled, the translation unit around his neck blinking softly. "Thank you, Ambassador. We aim to ensure that this meeting sets a foundation for mutual respect and understanding," Elara replied, extending her hand in a human gesture of greeting. Threx hesitated, then mimicked the gesture, his hand enveloping hers. "Indeed. Shall we begin?" The meeting progressed with each species presenting their technologies and cultural achievements. Elara listened intently, her mind racing as she considered how best to reveal Earth's capabilities without inciting fear or envy. When it was her turn, she stood, her heart beating a steady rhythm of anticipation. "Ladies, gentlemen, and esteemed beings," Elara began. "Humanity has often been seen as young and inexperienced in the eyes of the galaxy. Today, we wish to offer a new perspective." With a nod from Elara, Lieutenant Harris activated the holoprojector, and images of Earth's hidden achievements began to play. Advanced AI networks that predicted and mitigated natural disasters, quantum tunnels that transported goods across continents in seconds, and stealth ships like the Ulysses, capable of observing without interfering. The room was silent, every delegate watching as Earth's secrets unfolded. Elara continued, "These technologies were developed not for conquest but for the betterment of our world and, potentially, for the galaxy." Ambassador Threx rose, his height casting a shadow over the table. "These are significant advancements, Captain. Why keep them hidden?" Elara met his gaze, her resolve clear. "Because, Ambassador, power so often leads to fear, and fear to conflict. We chose to walk softly, to seek knowledge and allies rather than dominion." A murmur ran through the room. Elara could see the gears turning in the minds of the assembly, some calculating, others perhaps reassessing their stance on humanity. "As a gesture of our sincerity," Elara continued, "we offer our quantum tunneling tech to aid in resource distribution across the galaxy. Hunger and want should not plague such advanced civilizations." Threx sat back down, his eyes no longer unreadable but reflecting a new respect. "A generous offer, Captain Miles. The Alliance might be interested in discussing this further." As the meeting adjourned, several delegates approached Elara, their earlier reservations seemingly abetted by her presentation. Each conversation was a bridge being built, each expression of interest a door to new possibilities. Back aboard the Ulysses, Elara debriefed with her crew. "Today went better than I had hoped," she admitted, allowing a rare smile to cross her face. "But this is just the beginning. We need to be ready for the challenges that come with being a leader in the galactic community." Lieutenant Harris, always the pragmatist, nodded. "We'll need to ensure our tech doesn't get misused, Captain. And there will be those who envy or fear our position now." "I know, Lieutenant," Elara acknowledged. "Which is why our next steps are crucial. We will proceed with transparency and integrity. Humanity must be seen as a bearer of hope, not a harbinger of conquest." As the stars streaked past the viewports of the Ulysses, Captain Elara Miles felt the weight of her responsibilities. Yet, beneath that weight was a burgeoning sense of pride and purpose. Humanity had unveiled its true power, not as a threat, but as a promise of peace and progress. The galaxy would never be the same, and neither would Earth. After the revelations at the Galactic Peace Station, Captain Elara Miles found herself navigating a new realm of political intrigue and strategic alliances. As she prepared for the upcoming summit on Rijal 4, a neutral planet known for its beautiful crystal forests and ancient, unbiased mediation practices, Elara focused on solidifying Earth's position as a new but significant power in the galaxy. Back on the Ulysses, Elara convened a meeting with her senior staff in the strategy room. The technology showcase was a success, but it's the next steps that will truly define our place in the galaxy. Elara started, eyeing each of her officers. We need to establish strong alliances and find common ground with races that might still be skeptical of our intentions. Commander Lin, her second-in-command, nodded. The data from the summit indicates particular interest from the Signian and the Thul sectors. Both control vital trade routes and have advanced scientific communities that could greatly benefit from our quantum tunneling tech. Elara pondered the geopolitical map displayed before her. Set up formal talks with their delegates. It's crucial we move quickly while the goodwill from the summit is still fresh. As the Ulysses approached Rijal 4, the shimmering crystals visible from space set a breathtaking backdrop to the critical negotiations ahead. Elara met with Signian delegate Cora, a being of light and energy contained in a shimmering suit, in one of the crystalline conference rooms designed to amplify peaceful energies. Delegate Cora, thank you for meeting with us. Your support could be pivotal. Elara began, her tone both respectful and sincere. Cora's voice hummed through the translation device, filling the room with a soothing tone. Captain Miles, your recent openness has not gone unnoticed. However, the Signians value balance above all. How do you propose to maintain this balance in the galaxy? Elara nodded, anticipating this concern. Our goal isn't to tip the scales but to stabilize them. By sharing our technologies, we aim to create a resource-abundant galaxy, where the need for conquest and conflict is a relic of the past. Cora's form brightened slightly. A noble aim. We will consider your proposal, but know that trust is built over cycles, not single meetings. Of course, Elara agreed. We're committed to long-term relationships. Next, Elara met with Thulian representative Vrox, a towering figure with a tough exoskeleton, known for their race's strategic prowess in warfare. The Thulians were harder to persuade, their culture deeply rooted in military tradition and power displays. Representative Vrox, I understand the Thulians respect strength. Elara started, choosing her words carefully. We are prepared to engage in joint military exercises to demonstrate our capabilities and to learn from yours. Vrox's deep voice rumbled through the room. Strength is respected, but so is cunning, Captain Miles. We will participate in these exercises. If your forces show both, we will consider an alliance. With each meeting, Elara wove a complex tapestry of diplomacy and strategy, her every word and gesture designed to project Earth's newfound position as a galaxy-wide benefactor and ally. After days of negotiations, agreements began to form, tentative at first, but growing stronger with each shared mission and exchanged technology. In the final meeting of the summit, Elara addressed the assembled delegates, her voice echoing in the crystal chamber. We stand at the threshold of a new era in galactic history. An era not defined by fear or dominance, but by cooperation and mutual advancement. Let us leave behind the old ways and step forward together. The response was mixed, some delegates nodding in agreement, others reserving judgment. But the overall tone was hopeful. As the summit concluded, Elara felt a cautious optimism. The real work would begin now, in the follow-through and the forging of real, sustainable partnerships. Back on the Ulysses, Elara debriefed with her team. We have made significant progress, but the landscape of the galaxy is ever shifting. We must remain vigilant, proactive, and most importantly, true to our principles. Commander Lin approached her as the crew dispersed. You've steered us well, Captain. Earth's future looks brighter than ever. Elara smiled, looking out at the stars. It's a future we all share, Commander. Let's make sure it's a bright one for everyone. As the Ulysses set its course back to Earth, Captain Elara Miles stared into the vastness of space, a galaxy of possibilities waiting to unfold. Each star a beacon of potential, each planet a new friend or ally in the making. With Earth's true power now known, it was up to her and her crew to ensure it was a power used for peace. The weeks following the summit on Rijal foresaw a flurry of diplomatic activity. Earth's delegates, under the command of Captain Elara Miles, were dispatched across the galaxy to solidify the alliances formed and initiate the joint projects that had been agreed upon. As these projects took root, the benefits of Earth's contributions became evident, improving interstellar communications and resource management, which in turn reduced tensions among the more volatile systems. Captain Miles, meanwhile, was back aboard the Ulysses preparing for the inaugural session of the newly formed Galactic Peace Council, a body meant to foster ongoing dialogue and resolve conflicts before they escalated. It was a testament to the new role humanity was set to play in galactic affairs. Captain, the Council is about to convene. The delegates from the newly allied planets are all present, reported Lieutenant Harris, his tone conveying the weight of the moment. Thank you, Lieutenant. Let's make history, Elara replied, her heart swelling with a mixture of pride and responsibility. She headed to the council chamber, a magnificent room designed to accommodate various forms of life, reflecting the diversity of the galaxy. As she entered, a hush fell over the room. Her presence commanded attention, not merely for the power Earth now wielded but for the respect she had earned. Elara took her place at the head of the table, the central seat a symbol of Earth's newfound influence. Ladies, gentlemen, and esteemed beings, Elara began, her voice firm yet inviting. Today marks a new chapter in our shared history. Here, in this council, we have the opportunity to transcend our differences and work towards a collective prosperity. She continued, outlining the framework for cooperation that Earth proposed, emphasizing transparency, mutual benefits, and respect for sovereignty. Her speech was met with nods and murmurs of approval. The atmosphere was cautiously optimistic. As the session progressed, representatives from various planets presented their views, their concerns, and their hopes for the future. Elara listened attentively, responding thoughtfully to each point raised. It was a delicate dance of diplomacy and leadership, one she had become adept at. However, as the session neared its conclusion, a sudden alert sounded through the chamber. Captain, we have an urgent communication from the Zoltrax border, interrupted Harris through her communicator. Elara excused herself and stepped out to receive the report. The news was grim. A faction opposed to the peace initiatives had taken aggressive actions against one of the projects, threatening to derail the fragile progress. Elara's mind raced. This was the test she had feared, how to uphold peace without showing weakness. She made a decision swiftly. Alert our allies. We need to show a united front immediately. Prepare the Ulysses for a peacekeeping mission. Returning to the council, Elara addressed the assembly with a calm yet commanding presence. A challenge to our peace has arisen. How we respond now will define the future of our council. I propose a joint peacekeeping mission, led by those of us here, to resolve the conflict without violence but with firm resolve. The proposal was bold, and it took a moment for the assembly to absorb the implications. Then, one by one, the delegates agreed. The message was clear: aggression would not be tolerated, and the council was ready to act, not just deliberate. The mission was a success. With a fleet comprising ships from multiple allied planets, they managed to quell the uprising without a single shot fired. The presence of such a diverse force made a powerful statement: unity was the new way of the galaxy. Back at the council, Elara concluded the session with a powerful speech. Today, we have not only preserved peace but have strengthened it. Let this council be not just a symbol but a beacon of action and hope. Together, we are more than the sum of our parts. As the delegates dispersed, many approached Elara, expressing their respect and reaffirming their commitment to the council's ideals. Earth had not only revealed its power but had proven its wisdom and leadership in using it. Captain Miles returned to the Ulysses, looking out into space with a sense of accomplishment and anticipation. The galaxy was changing, and humanity was at the heart of that change. As stars twinkled like distant beacons, Alara felt a profound connection to each of them, each one representing a world, a potential friend, a member of this grand, interstellar community they were building. She knew challenges lay ahead, but for the first time in human history, Earth was ready to meet them not as a lone force but as a pivotal leader in a united galaxy. This was humanity's legacy, not just the power they wielded but the peace they cultivated and the future they were shaping together.